Jak wiecie, albo nie wiecie, jeśli oglądaliście wczorajszy stream, to nie wiecie, jeśli tak, to tak, nie? Nie będziemy mieli Furiny, niestety. Trafił nam się debil. Najgorsza postać w grze, nie Chichi. Najgorsza nie, jakie on ma wady? Nie jest Furiną. Jest najgorszą postacią w grze. Nie jest Chichi. Nie chcę go widzieć. On, ten debil. No. Siema. Jeszcze! Aż jest satysfakcjonujące. No to jedyne co teraz pozostało, to się modlić o cud. No siema. Kiedy nowy apy? O, nowy apy za 5 dni. A no właśnie, jeśli dzisiaj robimy questy. No tak. Miałem. Dobra, to robimy speedrun wszystkiego. Redina nawet nie wydaje. To chuj. No też. Bo tu jest coś bardzo fajnego. Wiemy. Ale tylko po drodze, nie? Dzisiaj nie robimy ogólnie skrzynek. To jak jakoś jest po drodze. Zacznij się wspinać. No, to można zrobić. No nie! Muszę tam zaczynać, prawda? Oczywiście. Ura! A no tak, bo to nie jest postać z Fontaine. Wiecie, jak to jest podobne do Breaking, do muzyczki z Breaking 2. O, tu są te materials. No mam lecieć. Może ich zabić, tak? Nie. Proste. No. Po prostu prosty single target. Wcale nie tak, że on jest taki prosty, że wcale nie tak, że on jest taki trudny, że muszę na niego używać wersta. Po prostu to słuchało. I tyle. Kancelowanie animacji. Siema Henryk. Ile mam? Aha! Największym pociskiem nie trafił. O, potem już trafiłem wszystkie. Ale on cela. Największym pociskiem minąłem. robili misję, bo będziemy robili nową fabrykę, bo jest fajna. Chciałbym ją robić z Puliną, ale no nie da rady. Może trik. Dlatego już to mówiłam wczoraj. Starczy mi w ogóle na jedno? Nie! No dobra, jeden to już zrobimy. Jeden dziennie to będzie wychodziło 17:30 zrobimy. No, jeden dziennie to wychodzi 17:30 zrobimy. Wychodzi 17, to 30 zrobimy. Robimy filarę. 30. O nie! O nie! Riz. Nie, dlaczego ja nie mogę mieć takiej furiny, jak mają tutaj? Ja też chcę mieć taką. Chcę z nią pograć najwyżej. Dlaczego nie są tylko trial? Ma rurkę. Tam on jest lepszy. Po drugie ich HP do ułowienia. A nie, czekaj, dlaczego jest takie? No. Ile furina by to solo załatwiło nawet? Prawda? Ej, dobra, robimy jeszcze... Dobra, lecimy jeszcze raz. Nie? Lecimy jeszcze raz to. O! Tak po prostu. To by była crit rate. A moja będzie 5 razy silniejsza. Bym miał moją. Jak będę mieć moją. Nie, patrz, oni to padną. Ja tylko się leczę. Co? A muszę się chwilę wyleczyć. Albo ją mam. Dobra, idź. Fajnie, to zaczął wstawać. Leczącego. Nie, trochę to zajmuje, ale to jest solo. A po drugie ona jest supportem. nie? No to supporter tyle bije. No jest supporter i tyle bije solo. Nie no, trochę bym się jednak leczył. Daj mi trochę leczenia. Dobra. Bić! Jak to bije? To jest tak słabo zbudowana. Niszczy. Już. Lecz. Teraz mam pół życia. No, muszę tylko tych załatwić. A jak to leci? Że to już prawie połowa. Też będę unikać. No to po lewo jest łatwiejsze. A weź ktoś mnie też broni. Strzel, bum, dzium. Ile ona ma? 40 krwi. No, ta forma jest bardzo słabo zbudowana. Ona jest portem. Pokazałam po raz gry, ale to jest support, nie DPS. Bastet? No dobra, ma golden strum. Wbija się. Ale chcę taką. To jest silniejsza. Nie, dobra, nie chcę mi się już tego. Ale widzieliście ile one bije, nie? Jako support solo. Teraz lecimy speedrun. Tylko dwie tylko dwie rudy. Nie ma healera. Będzie trochę średnio. No, mamy życie zero. No. Właściwie możemy już spróbować. A, to jest sacrificial. Słaby wybór na Rysiego. O, i robimy sobie... Mamy tak naprawdę kółko free. O, no to nikt nic nie zrobi. On będzie zamrożony po koniec świata. On mi nie może nic zrobić. Co jeszcze jest? O. No to może być jednak trochę ciężej. No dobra, włączymy healerka. Jednak. Dobra. To rapem bierzemy denagera. No, próbuję za dwóch rudach, nie? No. Gładko poszło. On zrobił najwięcej obrażeń? Frida. A ona jest. Dobra. Winnie, tutaj uno skrzynka. I zrobimy rytuał. Jednouitowy. I dwupitowy. A! To jest kulus, bierzemy go. Spadnie się. Jestem niżej niż byłem przez tą mechanikę. Nie! Jest, nie zsunąłem się. O, dobrze, że tam nie właziłem. Sam. O, no mam Frakulusa. Ej, jestem prawie pewien, że po to zrobili to w tym miejscu. Żeby gracze pół godziny wchodzili po tego kulusa, a tutaj za darmo od razu ci go dają. Po prostu tylko sobie chodzisz w to. Dobra, idę tu i go zrzucamy kolesia. Myślę, że zbyt wysoko nie musimy włazić. On zbyt dobrze nie jest zrobiony. I dobrze, nie należy mu się. Myślę, na nim powinno nie wypadać. To jest tak słaby, że nawet, że nie ma sensu cię budować. I teraz przez cały czas, dopóki nie dropnę w kliny, będę cię obrażał, żebyś wiedział, jak źle zrobiłeś wchodów w ogóle na moje konto. Jedzie. No gnoju! Moja reakcja, gdy postać nie zginęła przez upadek. Nie spodziewałem się tego. Lecimy, wyłazimy z więzienia. O, tu ostatnio skończyliśmy. A gdzie jest dźwięk? Masquerade of the Guilty. Maskarada winnego. Ching Chang Chung Chung Chung. Nie. Chian De. Ching Chian De. To brzmi jak 20 sztuk. 20 sztuk furiny, 50 sztuk nuwileta i 80 bajwów.
Please sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Meripede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
What the hell?
What's happening? I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
Let's go ask the Duke.
Nie badara.
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I have developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems... by the way...
I believe today is the...
Wait, seriously?
Aha, yes.
Yep. It's you two. That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice.
Ej, ona. Już wracacie. Tak, już wracamy.
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place. Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
Yeah.
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companion. Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stick. Well, it seems our work in the fortress and we should probably... You're going to see Monsieur Neuvillette?
I'm sure just you... You're right.
O. Do widzenia. Już nigdy nie będę musiał tu przychodzić.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me, would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening. Neuvillette!
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
Neuvillette. Przyszliście w idealną porę, jednak przyszliście w trochę Jednak nie w tym momencie, ponieważ na razie coś robię.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you have managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Oh my god. The massive whale.
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually
whale
be found
of
in the
that
waters
shape.
of Teyvat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right. We asked the Duke.
It turns out that the source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the
Poisson.
shaking stopped, the water levels in the
Near-
Poisson area rose
near
at an
Poisson.
alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no. What about all the people
O
there?
nie, zaraz utoniemy!
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time and have already
Mam
returned to
nadzieję, że
normal.
zdążę łódkę
However,
kupić.
I still
A
have
nie,
a
dobra,
bad
ja mogę
feeling about the whole
nurkować.
phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse.
Poisson.
Navia should be in Poisson, right?
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson.
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please
Let's
be
get going. Get going. Get got go. Symy. Ja jestem
The two of
prawdziwy.
you have my thanks.
Ja jestem prawdziwy, nie ty. A.
Oh no. What happened here? Navia should be around here, right?
Posąg, jestem w posągu. Jest koleś jakiś. Debilu, czemu ty... Co ty robisz? Czemu ty jesteś na dachu?
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone on the roof over...
Dlaczego jesteś?
Stay put! We're coming up! Watch your balance!
All right.
M? Na rozmiarówkę?
I'm not young anymore.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
Naprawdę? Jeśli ktoś płacze, to znaczy, że jest smutny? Naprawdę, nie wiedziałem!
My leg! My leg! How could this have happened? It hurts!
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel.
Nie. Czyli tu się coś stało.
How could this have...
Just hang in.
A.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson. So
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly...
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but
He's wounded?
he fell, so it's probably a broken leg.
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue.
All right, you'll be... I'm sorry. Where were we?
the situation in Poisson.
Right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd. Almost everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. The water that flooded the area contained No one knows if this could happen again.
How awful.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that...
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me. I really...
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
Sorry. I need to go for now.
And off she goes. Seems...
Okay. The wounded are... Of course, Traveler. Paimon.
Huh? Right.
Thank you.
Oż, ogładko patrzył, że ma Sigma. O.
I see the temperate waters of eons past.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Dead.
Navia? Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver. They...
Huh? What happened to them?
Ej. Dlaczego oni są tacy źli? I czuję, jakby to oni byli źli.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but they were helping evacuate the... And... I've known them for so long. I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just... gone.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't...
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa.
Ah, how could... Yet the cemetery...
Buying yourself a plot in advance.
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus.
Hey, stop.
I'm quite serious.
That makes sense.
After all, besides you, demoiselle, Tuva...
Personally.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the...
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this.
Paimon doesn't know how...
I had always thought Malus and Silver, I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stick...
Thank you. By the way, you can have a look at this.
Oh, Benna, so... everyone else is safe.
It's okay. The overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right! Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty
Oh!
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
O! Co ty tu robisz?
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each...
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Thanks to the knave, Spina...
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was not... That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which my subordinates have reported...
This is nothing to brag about. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent lending your organization...
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver.
Don't say that. You, as Paimon said, I've never liked hearing people put it that way.
You're right. Water is life to Fon.
So, you're one...
Of course. By the way, traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll...
That is a clever and useful traveler. I'm sure you and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the fortress of Meripede's sluice gate, and indeed, during some recent judging by the dating of my people initially came to...
So, that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand.
Oh!
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family...
Got it! So...
Excuse me, but may I tap...
You wish to join, Miss...
But, are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins?
Well, I'm sad, yes. But there's no point in being... Besides...
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say? All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson.
Okay,
Dobra. Odwdzięczamy się Cappuccino za to, że przysłała żołnierzy swoich, żeby pomogli tym, co w Poisson zostali walnięci. I tym odwdzięczeniem jest iść po Linnea, bo se zwiał, czy coś takiego. Że gdzieś się zgubił. Coś takiego. No nie.
Silence fills the air.
Silence is the air. A silence here.
so are these the ruins?
They seem to be pretty.
Let's go in and
Just be.
Te starożytne ruiny faktycznie są bardzo starożytne. Są bardziej starożytne ruiny albo mniej starożytne ruiny. Byliście kiedyś w najbardziej starożytnych ruinach albo bardziej starożytnych ruinach? Ja nie. A czemu nie mamy gameplay? A, dobra, bo Navi nie ma w grze. Ale mogli zrobić tak jak było z Luoczą w Star Railu. Że nie było go w grze, a i tak można było nim pograć. Na Tiralu, ale nie można było go mieć na zawsze. To jest trochę przygnębiające.
Gotcha. Ring cutter.
Wii! Wii! We go next.
Body and
A!
the floor here isn't safe.
A skąd ty to wiesz, Pajmon, co? O, skrzynia.
no, my sword. Huh?
Zawsze 5 primo za darmo. Tam na pewno. Tam to jest idealne miejsce na schowanie skrzynki. Bo
This place
Wiesz
has
co, nie...
also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
No i co? Mamy niby nawias z nami idzie, a nie możemy nim grać. To jest bez sensu.
And a lot of it, too.
Powinno tego być.
A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Right. You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous and it won't be on... don't get Paimon wrong.
No, you're right. I can't do anything in.
Co się stanie?
That complicates.
In that case...
I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit.
All right.
Jak ona ma pójść? Wiesz, to jest Primordial Seawater.
No, it's a dead end. Let's try
Aha.
climbing over from the side.
Ale to Navia musi iść. My nie musimy. Ja chciałam sobie przepływać w tym Primordial Seawater, musiał zacząć będzie jakiś efekt. Navia musi, nie my. Żółw. Open door. Open door. Ej, czemu mi się tak kamera oddaliła? Ale mega oddal... To jest niezatopiona ta wieża, która była zatopiona i ją
Wait,
odtopili.
there's something wrong with this bridge. Transform!
O, cutscenka. Na wie wpadnie. Nie, nie świeczka dla Navi. Świeczka dla mnie, że dostałem Pinariego.
Demoiselle.
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here?
Maybe she just wants some time.
Yes, it would have.
That's quite possible.
Oh, right. This is a familiar.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no, I was just trying to recall.
Do you remember?
We were headed to see.
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor Obina was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes, Miss Navia. These are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what...
Did you
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants.
Very well.
Wait. Excuse me, madam.
That's right.
No, it's nothing. I've heard this. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time.
We do.
Well, now, did...
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please. My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time.
Oh?
Czemu my jesteśmy w jakimś innym życiu Navi, czy coś takiego?
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
Wiecie twarze tej? Na wpół.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. I even know some of these people. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people here?
5 tylko.
And why do I have no recollection of this case? And as for the judge... huh? Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you...
Typically, it would...
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any...
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not... As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rasula, someone held in high regard. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rasula fought for the well-being of those in Poisson.
Wait a moment.
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that is why you stand accused. You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable. We are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty and you shall stay here. You will be together with us.
Huh? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and—
Oh, well.
How
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's—
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us.
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice. Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and Navia are one.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Demoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals, to become independent?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we—
As you said, we can also have our own justice. And that is how we would—
My head—
Demoiselle!
Silver, it hurts. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd, Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier, even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid,
Smutno.
and don't admit guilt.
To
We
jest
will protect
smutno,
you to
początku
the
była
very end.
wesoła.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with—
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
Co się dzieje?
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
Jesus, we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
Dlaczego oni są akurat Oceanidawi?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia, she...
Silence.
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented on the court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized—
Our thanks, monsieur.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to—
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be.
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Marko. Zdech w normalnym świecie?
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
Mam ci dać?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I...
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh.
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think...
I suppose... Ah, Sigewinne. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewinne made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. So, Neuvillette...
Yes, in fact. I had amid my astonishment...
Yeah, we
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
A teraz Neuvilletta jakoś nie dostałam do party. Nie chcę mi pobrać, co z tego, że go mam, nie? Na 3 hity. Dadakunda. Na. Czemu znowu tak rozszerzoną kamerę? O jest.
Oh no! Another unstable path! Watch your step!
Aha, dlatego. Ej, ja nawet nie wlazłam na te schody. Ej, nie wiem, co na mnie wpadło. Dobra, spoko, mam dżungę. Over here, over there. 60 to się nazywa damage. No nie, to nawet to nie jest jakiś mega duży damage. Muzyczka, cool. Łastyd. Hop.
It seems we're almost at the top. Keep it up.
Na pewno przeszliśmy tyle, a zostało nie wiadomo ile. Nie. Jest. Skrzyneczka. A teraz jesteśmy na samej górze.
Witness the power of God. Things are about to get dicey.
Dlaczego zawsze na barw nie krytuje? Kostka. And we go up, and we go up. Lecimy tam. Kanonatusa. Domani. Kanonatusa. Indomani. I tam tu wejść. Ciekawe, czy by się dało tam na przykład wejść. To było mega fajnie. Co to jest? Aha, ja myślałam, że ja tu mogę coś łączyć, bo zawsze to jest Primoza tutorial. Space. To nie jest kosmos.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There
And
should not be any
Varjun.
other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had
Co
some
dalej?
twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
O, to jest
Stone
rysunek.
slates. It seems like
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
And the surrounding walls.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose.
That would fit the circumstances.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people, but.
And is that Lady Farina in the third image?
And is that a ring of people around?
The fourth image. I know this one.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Ooh, the Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope.
Still, Paimon feels like these.
That's right. If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her the previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies.
Did she herself commit that sin? Also, I'm
Co?
still
Druga
wondering why
Farina?
these ancient stone slates are here at all.
But who would have created these slates?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose.
Yeah, we'd better get somewhere safe for now.
No i koniec. Ile mam? 25, bieda. Ale z minusy zbieram, więc git.
Let's split up here.
You still have energy?
Just head back.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my...
Are you really gonna talk to her?
She has long been...
Alright, we'll...
I will be careful.
Traveler, Paimon. Our safe house at the Fluvson. All right.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no, the boss is the best. Ooh, desserts! Nice! These are all Paimon! Paimon's already starting to forget what...
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Co? What? Co za... Ty jesteś... Ty nie jesteś z Fontaine, ty nie jesteś z Mondstadt. Mówiłem, że krajobraz Mondstadt i Fontaine jest podobny, ale to nie znaczy, że postać z Mondstadt musi tu leźć, łazić. Co ty tu robisz? Ha?
It's you two. What?
A co ty tu robisz? Co ty tu robisz? A zaraz zauważyła, kto to jest.
Seriously, nobody just uses a scryglass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontainian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadter surname?
Yeah.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, Nope. Although it is used by us in...
Wow! Imagine...
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one. Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a long one. does it...
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great Scholar of the Stars.
Thrice as great? That's so... petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Talk about accept...
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology more deeply.
To jest głupie. Jest Mona, która jest z drugiego końca tej watu i przychodzi do tego końca tej watu. Nie wiadomo w ogóle skąd tu się wzięła, nie wiadomo co, a ona co? Gada skąd ma takie nazwisko.
Terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona?
No.
You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt.
Oh, that's a good thing then.
Speaking of that, there's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird the invitation was sent quite early on.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona?
What I can tell you is that I'm afraid that this is not... But on the flip side, the prophet...
A visionary?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet... All right, I'll help you.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as...
Oh, well...
That's the greatest...
Indeed, indeed.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
I to jest dokładnie ten sam głos ma Nowilet. Czemu Nowilet ma głos tego człowieka? Ten człowiek ma głos Nowileta.
Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news...
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks. Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's help. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind. But it's time to get up, traveler.
You're here, finally.
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neurvalette and Lady Farina, they seem to...
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
Farma? No farma. Nie robimy już farmy. Questy te robię, nie? Bo dali nowe, ja jeszcze tego nie zrobiłam.
You mean they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you... Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient...
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't... But you found them in some...
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have... My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess...
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but...
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations, and there are several in... This is not strange. You have never been as superficial as you have...
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type. Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should... There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my... Just trust in me, your Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to... That's all I have to say. We do not discuss... Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Oh!
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her.
Oh!
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again. Still, I do not understand. Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The
Znowu
issue
się
is her
słuchawki
attitude.
rozładowały już.
I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to.
Dobra.
We may have to create a situation in which...
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the...
But Farina's...
We will need to consider this thoroughly. Join for... If at all possible, I would prefer... This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we... But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Musimy to wyłowić z Furiny i przyjdzie ktoś, kto się na tym zna
Speaking of
doskonale.
which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Czyli
Poisson was just involved
Aha,
in a disaster.
dobra, jednak nie.
And here you are drinking tea like...
That's what family should do.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me?
Then, how about you?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonder...
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be...
Oh? How
Well, it's just a...
Huh? Didn't you say that?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good...
I see. And...
He is glad that you consider...
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall. Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette...
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before.
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, though that was their name, they did not hunt animals. but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into a trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to...
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires
Debilu, tu chodzi o potwory! Już to wytłumaczyła. Chodzi o potwory, nie o zwierzęta. Tylko o potwory, rozumiesz?
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods.
Calm and steady.
And I can be their assistant. With discretion.
I remember that you liked those too.
I did. And that would be a good way to go.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now... Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Bardzo dobry pomysł. Normalny człowiek, też normalny człowiek, jeszcze jeden normalny człowiek, smok, jakiś człowiek z innego świata i unknown god, który tylko mówi, że nie jest unknown godem, i normalny człowiek polują na Boga. Świetny pomysł!
Oh, so that's what's going on.
Metafora była metaforą. Foretold. 4 tołdy. I got this. I'm gonna garden some. Where is it? Gdzie to jest? Ja bym wszedł wyżej. Bo jak wejdziemy niżej, to już nie wrócimy wyżej. O. Nie wiem, masz to. Ja to nie trzeba. Fontaine. Fontaine of Lucy. Lucyna. Fontaine Lucyna. Fontaine Lucyna. Nie widać tego. I believe I can fly. Nie, to nie słabe to. I believe I can fly. You believe you can fly. To jest konkurs jedzenia.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening. Paimon didn't think that Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks... well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon, shoot! After all, you're the most reliable person... did you just pour some... Paimon's never seen that cup before!
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you.
Who's that voice?
Aw, have you
Wait, you are
the voice from the sky? You're feeling lost now. Consider me a... The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will...
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
To jest skórka. To jest skórka, tylko że niewidzialna.
So you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future, as seen from the perspectives of the gods, are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive.
Coś mocnego. A właśnie, spoiler był wcześniej.
I believe that you understand, right? Ultimately. This was good.
The voice.
Jest Mage End tylko skórka. A jak to nie jest skórka, to jest Unknown God. I Paimon nie jest Unknown God. Ale to niemożliwe.
Paimon hears someone talking. All right, coming. Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more... Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil. I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their...
That's right! Paimon's glad...
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed, huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the gods...
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that but I've never met her. And if she were still alive...
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must...
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to...
Well, it's not like Paimon can understand...
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but perhaps it is something that you... Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
No.
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often... But even so, perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. I did originally think of...
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about it was worth trying to comfort. I suppose that might be why we always...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for... Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
A idziemy sobie, bo zaraz tego wszystkiego nie będzie, bo Paimon to... Przepraszam, woda to rozdupcy. Na pewno nie Paimon. Ej nie, ale to naprawdę trzeba myśleć, nie? Jakby Paimon nie była Anną Gadem, nie? To naprawdę Chojowcy tak myśleli, nie? Jakbyś poprawiał szóstkę... Jakbyś poprawiał... Szóstkę minus. Jeśli Paimon nie będzie Anną Gadem.
Our name's
Tak.
Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not mean that others can. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this so while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos, she hasn't been able to get a hold of anything. Ugh, seriously? What?
A ja jeszcze wracam.
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
No! Really? Ale to nie było, była tylko tu raz.
Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it. One slice of cake, please. Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that...
But why would it close?
Well,
Oh, the prof? No. It's the same for eating...
Huh.
Ah!
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a...
And there she goes. All right.
Ej, to było coś innego, widzieliście? Widzieliście? Ona powiedziała coś innego i było napisane coś innego.
It's more delicious than last time. And the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Co, nie będziemy? A no tak, bo Paimon wszystko rozdupcy, znaczy woda wszystko rozdupcy. Dlaczego ja tego nie mam kupionego? Ja to chcę. Ja to chcę sobie zrobić w prawdziwym życiu. A mam bagietkę w domu. Ja to pokroję, posypię, popiekę. What? I zjem. Tripes du port. Tripes dupo. O ty dupo. Konsom... Kiedy jesteś casualem, a nie chcę dzisiaj mówić na siebie casual. Protein doxaclobles. Ej, a w ogóle co mogę kupić za 75 gówien? Kiedy to się odnawia? 2 dni po banerze Furidy. A Sino ja to nie wiszuję, bo jest potrzebna.
We're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
What? Paimon. What? Teraz też się zrobili dźwięku. O co tu mam?
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about?
Ha! You've got some nerve. You just used us to make some quick mora.
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you.
Really? Oh,
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives...
Oh, Paimon knows.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking...
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of...
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here at... So, she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil.
Nice.
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Nice.
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive
Live
deeper.
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you...
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? If you're seriously asked, from what I've seen, so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that. Just think about it. If this nation... And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that... I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic. But I do love my job. And I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist.
Myślenie Charlotte. Jeśli Fontaine zostanie zalana i wszyscy oprócz Arkona zginą, to napiszę o tym historię. Co?
But anyway, that's my answer.
That's so nice. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Jeszcze do niego wpadnijmy.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
If
it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
Czekaj, muszę coś wymyśleć. No to co, tepniesz mnie do kaneriach, ujawnisz całą prawdę i mnie zabijesz. To jest twój plan. Przemierzymy całe Tevat, potem tepniesz się do kaneriach i mnie zabijesz, a wtedy... Tak jest. Ale wtedy coś zrobimy. Deka co? Nie mam pomysłu. I jednak zabijemy Paimon.
No, Paimon should ask if you could choose. We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot. You mean, still traveling?
On jest zły, on już wie.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what...
Ej, nie, mogłoby być takie coś, nie? Żeby na sekundę tepnęło nas do Celestii. Była Paimon zamieniająca się w Annę Ugada na sekundę. To by było kozackie. Ej, na sekundę i by się z powrotem zmieniło.
Grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Meripede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervilette sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide.
Isadora. Jestem smutną Dorą.
Not at all. Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't...
Riot?
Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis, and before she could respond, others started to join. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her. But that said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god. Good.
Don't worry. This is more than enough to go on. Thanks for...
Is that so?
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poseidon. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. And as we all... When Nervilette was talking to her, it would be hard... Paimon thinks Farina... Huh! Well, what do you think? In that case, there's not a moment...
Apokalipsę! Jedziemy pieszo. Dobra, może nie stąd. Zróbmy to, ten Arkon Team. Musimy mieć nadzieję. Trzeba mieć nadzieję. Nadzieja to jest klucz do dostania postaci. A skrzynią są primogemy. Po co ci jest klucz, jak nie masz skrzyni, nie? How to go there? What's Luke doing? Nie mam pojęcia, jak to zdobyć. Satysfakcją klikania. To nie jest zbytnio satysfakcją. Oj, muszę tak to zrobić. Wszyscy zginęli? Ty nie zginąłeś. Idziemy do Potion albo posąg, jak kto woli. Potion, posąg. Nie wszystko jedno. Tu będzie coś mega OP. Na przykład 80 Presurious Chestów. Nie, Luxurious Chestów. Dziś? Dziś? Co? Mówiłam. Z tego, że nic mi to nie dało. Ale jesteśmy coraz bliżej potiona lub posągu. Jakby to nie nazwać. Ała! Ej, co mnie tak walło? Proszę się, będzie woda za mną leci. Wybuchnął w powietrzu. Ale to jest dla OP. Domek! Taka powinna być moja reakcja, prawda? O, w tym miejscu mamy 91% taurów będziemy mieli. What? A jak on to zrobił? Co to jest? O, 30 primo, super. Robienie questów bardzo się opłaca. Za to, że kurde walnąłem jedną kamehamechą, zwalnięcie kamehamechą dostajesz 30 primo. Że jakiemuś kolesiowi pomogłem. Na co mi to? Ten element mógłby zostać usunięty, to.
Silence!
Bardzo dobrze mogłyby oba zostać usunięte. W końcu jest Furina, ona ma oba. Co w ogóle ta sama mechanika jest.
Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it worthwhile experience.
Dobrze, że nie dostałem dwóch primo.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation.
Ej, tego nie było tu na dole, na
Really
pewno.
be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
No i to sami. O, jest.
That's Farina, right over there. She really is here all along.
Zamknij się na chwilę.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
No właśnie, sama nie sobie nie poradzisz, więc właź na moje konto, rozumiesz? Masz mi wejść na konto. Już zostawił jakiegoś gównianego królika czy coś. Więc zaraz masz włazić na moje konto. No nie poradzić sobie z takimi setami, jak jest Cichojower zdała. Ja mam dla ciebie lepsze artefakty, naprawdę. I wtedy sobie poradzisz, naprawdę.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No to mówię, wejdź na moje konto, rozumiesz? Nie.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out.
On mnie nie słyszy, kurde.
I'm sorry. But what
Przepraszać to...
do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over?
Przepraszać to powinnaś miała za to, że dostałem jakiegoś gówniarza z uszami na 20 metrów, który wali 20 obrażeń.
Who's that? Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
Płakałaś, prawda? Nie.
What do you mean, tear stains? Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dare to tout their archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marsh Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
No, więc idź na moje konto.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there!
O! Fuck.
Quick, after!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just... that's against the rules.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with...
Gaz, gaz, gaz. Gaz, gaz, gaz.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick!
What? What is...
Hurry, they're almost here!
Fine. I suppose haste is war... sheer enthusiasm they displayed. You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening? The ground's shaking.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding and
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Novelette's made some...
Yeah, but the people of Poisson... It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times. Especially fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, but just now, it all became clear to me. As long as the final moment hasn't come, don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the... Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, don't take any of what I do.
Come on!
Cher, that's impossible. A witness. And if that...
Cutscenka. Co się stanie? What? Lidej? O ty gnoju.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
O ty gnoju, dobra, jednak jesteś fatujcą, ja lubię cię.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the... Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice. The embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit...
May I interpret these words as your refusal? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Iron Steel.
I see. It seems like you have made up your...
No nie!
She just surrendered.
No co to ma być? Dlaczego nie mogę sobie pograć Fortiną i ze wszystkich zmieść z planszy w 3 sekundy?
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the...
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding.
Looking for excuses?
I raised my hands just now. I'm sorry. You are not. But now, I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I applaud and rejoice. One of the most, mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo! Oh, now we're... Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is
All right, then. Who will be my...
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins, just how much work did you...
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the people's resentment again. Moreover, according to our understanding, so we arranged for a second group.
So, you mean...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so
Ale
you
no i
may...
zamknij się.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Arenias. Its cargo, of course...
No ty gnoju, chcesz spać skały? Chcesz spać skały?
was an
Dobra, zaraz
Archon
zobaczymy.
instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilet, you gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Ja w ogóle nie mam prawa wyboru. Ja jestem nim, nie? To jestem ja. Tak. I ja nie wiem, co on robi. To jestem ja, tak? Dobra. A kurde, nie mam działania tego kupić. Ty wzięła? Tak. Dobra. Mamy mnie, nie? Siedzącego przed komputerem. Nie? W tym komputerze jestem ja. Nie? W tym komputerze jest to jest Furina, nie? Ja jak jestem tym kolesiem, tym tu, nie? To powinienem wiedzieć wszystko, co on robi. W końcu nim jestem. Ale tak nie jest. Oni uknuli cały spisek siedzący przed komputerze i Furiną. Czyli Genshin chce nie zniszczyć.
Oh? It's fine. It matters. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the...
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Oh, let Paimon see. Wait, so in other words, we can refer to this, and let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. This is the... I didn't think of Fatui, the fortress of... According to Monsieur Neuvillette, I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably...
To jest skórka! O, zaraz coś będzie.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Neuvillette. There's no need to repeat all the... Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to...
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Ether gada alert. Czego on gada? Ej, po co oni? Po co? Na co? Dlaczego nie mogli po prostu zrobić tak, jak jest zwykle?
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Lady Furina is a frog? Frog?
Try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Jest, zamknąć się.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
XD. Archon jest w sądzie i musi mówić, czy jest winny, czy nie.
Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Guilty.
Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either.
No, dobrze mówicie.
Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that
Farina jest
prosecutor have
Furiną.
to make such a huge
Z
claim?
Fokolarsem.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that, if you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will
An argument with near impossible odds, huh?
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you
Neuvillette
must
jest
persist,
kłamcą.
then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Ty ściemniarzu, on... To nic nie znaczy.
That doesn't sound right.
Naprawdę? To też powinno być in the Revelant.
First of all, you may be...
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
A curse? I once thought it possible, but in light of this claim...
You sensed it too, huh, Neverlet?
Lady Farina, well, it is...
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique.
That doesn't... You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Przestań, Paimonie, gównie. Furina jest Furiną i tyle. Zamknij ryj.
There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital...
I never thought...
That was no trick.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty instead of having been...
The real Hydro Archon. It is true that I did not know, but the Oratrice handed out that you can't...
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses.
My power as an Archon.
If that poses a
You don't need...
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge
No
struggle?
No.
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Please, you...
If what the prosecutor said is true...
Did she deceive all of us?
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro, if you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be
Zaraz
such,
będzie śmieszne.
then what ground
Nie
have you
pić
to
ani
say
nie
that
jeść.
I'm not
Zaraz będzie
actually
śmieszne.
the real...
Wow, she came up with yet
A
another
nie, dobra,
argument.
jednak nie.
That doesn't...
Dobrze ci tak, dlaczego mamy być przeciwko Furinie, co?
That doesn't sound right.
Po co? Masz teraz, to swoje.
It has been established that
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and...
Miss Navia, please...
super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear now. I've brought some seawater from Poisson, including the... So, if we are to believe that, but if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind, I do hope you'll act prudently.
Navia from the Spina. If Lady Farina isn't.
Lady Farina, this test has...
Well, of course you had to tell her that.
She's just staring.
What's going on? Is she really...
Due to the inherent risk of the test...
Hey! I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! Will you believe me now? I really am...
Miss Siegewing, if you're present...
O, teraz będzie śmieszne.
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. That should be...
Please announce the result.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying she was experiencing the adverse effects.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence? Well, however, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough. We don't want...
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low concentration sample. It's a great thing.
I can't believe...
Dlaczego oni muszą być tacy źli? Jakby się dało, to ja bym... ich powalił. Dlaczego musimy być takimi gówniarzami?
Listen to me, everyone. Please think about it. How can you also, if I was really just a human... Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
No ty gnoju.
I don't think anything she says at this point.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Zamknij się.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway me to just too stacked against her now.
Tak. Nie. Ej, fakt, zaczynam wierzyć, że ona nie jest Arkonem. Tak by już coś zrobiła. O!
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Dobra, nie gram nowiletem. Do widzenia. Travelera też zaraz wyrzucimy ze skały.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Ej, przecież to ona to stworzyła. Ona to stworzyła. Dlaczego ona na to nie wpływa?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale...
Jest! Dziękuję!
What's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
Ej, naprawdę, mam ochotę wziąć jakiś... Czekaj, co mam pod ręką? kij od baseballa mam na półce i walnąć tego Travelera prosto w łeb. Ale nie walnę, bo mój komputer jest trochę drogi. Prawda.
No, the oratrice.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict to be punished via the death sentence.
A do widzenia, dobra, nie, ja se idę, dobra, już do widzenia, widzimy się jutro, 17:30, a co się działo z tej gry, zaraz napiszę feedbacka, że ta gra mnie zniszczyła od środka, to jest straszne. Słuchawki spadły. A nie, na tyle. Nie wiem, co dobrze. No dobra. A kogo zrzucamy ze skały? Traveler, Lilnej, Nuwilet. Nie, Klorindy nie mam. Nawie... Nie, też nie mam, dobra. No, Traveler i Nuwilet. Zaraz. Teoritris Cardinali... Ten, kto tym steruje.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the
I co?
We just wanted
Co?
to use the
Co?
trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
I co? Teraz się boi? Teraz? Teraz się boisz? Gnoju? Ciekawe, co by się stało, jakbyś to ty był zabijany. Ty. Ciekawe, jakbyś się wtedy czuł. A teraz to się cieszysz, mordę. Widzę cię.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminals, is this sentence really appropriate for the crime?
Yeah, even Fauché wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly accepted, but now the Oratrice seems to have deliberate.
O! Patrzcie, co się teraz stanie.
Excuse me.
Nie, dobra, i tak
if I
nie.
may
Myślałem, że to będzie
interrupt.
taka scełka.
Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Marku, idź stąd i nie rób kolejnego kwintryliona dowodów, dlaczego Frina nie jest Arkonem, a jest Arkonem. Mnie denerwuje to. Dlaczego każdy musi się przedstawiać przeciw Furinie? Naprawdę. Każdy. Oprócz mnie, biedna Furina. Musimy ją uratować. Musi nam przyjść. A jeśli mogli ją uratować, ona też musi współpracować. Żeby wyleciała na 3 pity i spoko, zbuduję ją.
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave private...
I looked everywhere and finally... But has the trial already concluded?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to... Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other...
Huh? So what do you see?
I believe I've now made sense.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
Ha. Myślenie Paimon. I w ogóle myślenie wszystkich. Retresę, coś tam, co nigdy się nie myli. Mówili, że Hydro Archon zostanie zabity. Musi zostać zabity. Tymczasem oni właśnie udowodnili, że Furina nie jest Hydro Archonem.
So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
No i kto to jest? W ogóle nie macie
In
dowodu.
truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they could.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other three.
O, teraz będzie. A nie, dobra. Dobra, robimy wszystko, żeby się nie udało.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon, the second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were. The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds. Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. We didn't believe that such a That doesn't sound.
We know from the first that.
That doesn't.
Perhaps what is about the true sin. And
That doesn't sound quite.
it's not as simple. When Navia fell, the stone slate. The prophecy from the fort. If
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was. The eruption of the primordial sea at the prophecy's contents can all. Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now, but then.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear?
We're not real humans.
Tak, zaraz będzie zaraz zginiesz. A właśnie, jeszcze na jak rzucam.
Indeed.
Każdego, kogo się da tutaj.
The Hydro Archon's true.
And yet, after many hundreds of years.
Yeah, isn't the image here? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the. In the end, did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. However, while you were able to decode all the info when we were at the ruins, now that the slate collection is complete. I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all your hypotheses regarding the Fontaine of old. The previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become. However, even though not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating. But if Fontainians were to ever. Of course, The Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of...
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death?
This really might...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding
No i
the
dobrze.
key point of the they have not been dissolved.
Dobra,
The
Nebula, ty
nation
tak jest,
Fontaine
nie
is the
jesteś
nation of
zostawny.
Hydro. You may also recall
Ale
Navia's
reszta nadal
experience.
jest.
Therefore, the meaning that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes.
I think I'm following now. In truth,
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy...
I dobrze teraz wam.
Does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I
Dobrze
would like
ci.
to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate. However, as for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe...
Teraz będzie. A nie, dobra.
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
It was both dream.
Aha.
If we're talking about a true culprit,
The truth, the
To
original
jest-
sin, the trial,
To jest nowy
and
Wikiboss.
the root
Teraz się z nim będziemy nawalać. O kurde. Teraz. No teraz uciekacie? Patrzcie co się dzieje. Whale! Co ci to da, debilu? Zabij go! No nie! Dawaj! Jak kibicuję temu Whale'owi. Dawaj, dawaj! Zniszcz go, zniszcz go, zniszcz go, zniszcz go! Aha, i co? Co teraz? Shieldę! Nie! Biedny wielorybie! Co, sam go przywołałeś? Ej, ale ta walka jest świetna. W ogóle. Trzeba mieć Child for Legacy, żeby to zrobić. Uciekaj! Proszę cię! Żyj! Idź!
that was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw?
So we've met it at last. I understand that whale does not belong. It has been greedily and once it has finished...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first
Precisely. That
Ten
whale
quest
finds
jest
the
test
blood
mojej
of Fontanians
psychiki,
nigh
ile
impossible
wytrzymam,
to
zanim
resist.
zniszczę komputer.
Therefore, when it
Ja już to
left the
skipuję, już
primordial
nie
sea,
wytrzymuję.
that is correct from the way he looked. He must have been...
That battle maniac. Anyway,
It is too late.
Jak
It had already
Traveler już
even
jest
if the
gorszy od Stinari...
We've already
Dla mnie
done-
Traveler już ma gorszy
Indeed.
już
I'll
jest
fight it
gorszy
to
od
be-
so the
Stinariego.
prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Dobrze. Nie obchodzi mnie to, co masz w łbie.
The prophecy.
Nic.
Just as ultimately
Tak. O, o kolejna cutscenka.
What's happening with the oratories?
Wybucha. Razem z wami. Co, cieszycie się? Cieszycie się? No, zamknij dupę. I co? Zabij ich! Nie! Masz... A nie, dobra. Dobrze ci tak. Dobrze ci tak, gnoju krzywy. No. Dziękuję. A szczerze nie zrobimy nawet tego questa. No, za długo to trwa. O. A Hydra Arcona. Dobra, i w tym miejscu musimy już skończyć streama, bo to za długo trwa. Quest jeszcze będzie się ciągnął przez godzinę. O. Tyle, nie? Zakończenie fabułki robimy jutro o godzinie 17:30, nie? Jak zwykle. Oczywiście jutro będzie stream. Będę musiał pochować wszystkie rzeczy, które są w stanie zniszczyć komputer, bo tak mnie denerwuje ten quest. To, że wszyscy muszą tak nienawidzić tą Fulinę. Naprawdę. Musiał sobie wszystkie rzeczy, które nie jestem w stanie zniszczyć komputer, pochować. Nie? No i tyle, nie? Pa, pa. Pa, pa, pa. Pa, pa. Mikrofon nie działał. Muszę naprawić. Pa!